YouTube content creator,
Hey.
one of the authors for Ibiza Club News,
Yeah.
professional drinker, and official Judge Jules lookalike Dwayne Nolan.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Good. The Judge Jules look like. I don't have my glasses, but yeah, I get that a lot.
Well, I was going to just introduce you as Judge Jules, but I thought that's a bit of a piss take. Do you know, not say your name, do you know
I was
what I mean?
watching the football the other day and I could hear someone, here, look. Judge Jules, doesn't he look like him? Because I had the beard, obviously.
Oh, no, you took the beard off.
I take it off every few days. I can't keep it. It's just like, it
hot,
just
man.
grows so fast and it's
It
so
gets
hot.
itchy as well, doesn't it, in the summer? Well, thanks very much for coming down.
Not a problem.
I really appreciate you coming down. I know you're a busy lad. You've got a lot of stuff going on. So we've got just some stuff we want to ask you, really. So, first things first, what you been up to this morning?
This morning I was planning a bit of content. It has been a busy summer for me, but I feel like I haven't been doing enough on YouTube, so I've been trying to send out some emails and plan some content and then get the ball rolling, check the weather, and we have 4 days of rain, so it's just typical.
When's that?
Well, 4 days of clouds and I think thunder lightning on Saturday.
Oh, wicked.
I know.
I love that, mate.
And it's all right, but if you're going to do beach videos, it's not ideal.
No, cameras in the rain don't really
So
work.
yeah, that's about the gist I've been doing. Had a fresh haircut.
Yeah.
Looking
Today,
fresh
ready
for the show.
Ready for the show, mate?
Ready for the show.
So when did you originally come to the island?
I came in 2008. I just turned 18. It was the first lad holiday. Fell in love with I think it was more just meeting new people and really getting I wouldn't say I fell in love with the island. It was just first time away, got to meet so many new people. Then the following year I was like, you know what, I'm going to move over there and, try and...
So you went back in the winter?
Yeah, I went back after the holiday and then I wouldn't say I got depressed, but I was proper down, Ibiza Blues.
The Ibiza Blues?
And then I tried to quit my job, stayed in it for a while and then decided I was going to do the season, and then my first season was 2009.
Right, the following year?
Yeah.
So in 2008 you didn't come for the full season?
No, it's just a week's holiday.
Oh, right, okay, and you obviously fell in love with the place. And
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people know you nowadays for your YouTube vlogs
Yeah, they've been going
stuff
well.
like that. How did that come about? Was that back in 2008 as well? Or?
No. I used to scour the internet for YouTube videos about Ibiza after I'd returned, or I wasn't looking for things to do, and there wasn't really anything on it. And then I came over here. I was doing all what I was doing, I was working in the West End just as a PR. I started working in bars, and then gradually, as we started getting into the marketing side of things, and Ibiza Club News blew up, I started working with all these brands, and I met a guy called Henry Sarantino. He has a music studio up in the hills, and one day he sat me down. He was like, Dwayne, what you do, and you're bouncing around, you're speaking to all these people, you know all these people.
He's interested in
You
the
need
people.
to start vlogging. And there's this guy in New York, he's called Casey Neistat. He said, check him out. And
Yes, I know. I've followed him for years, actually.
Yeah, so
I used to have him on Snapchat.
Henry introduced me to him. So I started vlogging and I went in with a videographer, and they were amazing, but they weren't like natural because someone was following me around. So nobody was really watching them. And I mean, I got Armin van Buuren was probably one of the first people I'd done a video with, and Paris Hilton, and still to this day nobody really watched them.
So how did you get that gig then, the Armin van Buuren? If that was the first gig, how did you?
I have a good relationship with Ushuaia and Hai through Ibiza Club News, and obviously getting artists isn't that hard when you've been doing it for so long. So
and they
you just go through the press,
well.
and eventually, some of the big names were getting thrown at me. I was like, wow, how is this even possible?
So snap into pro mode straight away.
That's how that kind of started. And then, to be honest, the YouTube channel didn't work for years. Kind of gave it up, and then COVID happened, and then I was like, I'm going to lose all my money here because no one's going to be advertising, doing anything, just fly. And
he hasn't got like a nervous twitch or anything
no,
like that.
there's a fly. So, stop it.
I'm paying this fly good money. He's obviously recognised you, he's trying to get your autograph, that's basically what's
Looking
happening.
for pictures. Where was it? Yeah, so then COVID came and I thought, this is a big opportunity. This is how algorithms work. People are going to be searching what's going on in Ibiza. I was probably the only one floating around at the time, and I just started taking the camera out, walking to the supermarket. 30,000 people would watch it, and I was kind of giving people an insight what was going on the island. And then as we were released out of the zoo, I started going around the island, and there was nothing else to do, so I managed to build a really good following.
No, that's great.
Millions are watching, which
well,
is
I
mental.
think, I know you said because of lockdown and stuff, but if the content's shit, people are not, and whether it's lockdown or not, people won't watch
Yeah.
it. So obviously your content was interesting for people to watch, and
Yeah.
obviously lockdown over here, like I was here lockdown as well, and it was completely different lockdown to the UK.
Yeah, it was harsh.
Because I did go back sort of at the end of lockdown to the UK when it was still lockdown, and it was like, it was freedom.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
honestly, mate, like people were going out twice a day for the exercises. And
The
I was
highlight,
like,
the highlight of
what
the day for me was putting the bins out. You
Yeah,
get to go
you could get yourself
outside.
out of the house. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was mental.
Well, right next to here, you can't see this, guys who are watching at home, but the apartment blocks around here, you could only walk your dog. I think it was
Yeah.
like 10 meters or 20 meters from your apartment block. So you had all these people at the bottom walking their dog like back and forwards, like
Yeah.
20 meters. When in England they were like going on their like daily hikes, weren't
Yeah,
they? Like,
we got a little bit of a loophole because we went and asked the town hall and council, could we document it?
ah, that's class.
So middle of it, whilst people weren't allowed out, I think me and Jodie were roaming around, capturing content, and it was promo.
So they
for
let you-
San
they let you do
Antonio.
that?
So they turned a blind eye, but obviously when you bump into the police or the Guardia Civil, you still had to go through the rigmarole of explaining it to them. So it was more hassle than it was worth. But
Yeah.
a lot of the times we got to get out and about.
And what's it like now then when you're walking on the people do recognise you? You were saying earlier
Oh,
on.
man, it's
like
so
what's it like?
crazy.
Was that an overnight thing or?
Gradually, it was like the first years or something, it would be like one or two people a week. Depends where you are. And then this year it's just been insane. It's just been like every other person, every restaurant you walk by. You know, you might not be, everyone recognises you,
No.
but there'll be a group of 10 lads.
Yeah.
And one out of the 10 lads
Have watched
will
your
be
vlogs.
massive into them. And you get other people going, who's this guy? Like, they'd be getting a picture, and you get women like shaking, and random little kids, like their parents would be like, oh, you've made their holiday, they love your YouTube channels. I had a guy the other day come up to me and he said, I love your YouTube, but see my dog, he hates you. And I was like, why? He goes, I don't know, every time I put that TV on, that pug runs up and down barking. I was like, you need to get...
Was the dog on holiday with him?
No.
I was going to say, you want to keep it away from
Thankfully not. But hopefully he sends me the video of the dog, that would be quite funny.
Oh, that must be cool though. Like, a sort of.
It's
is
nice
it-
because you get people like, to me I'm just making videos, but you get people come up to me and they're like, you got me through depression, or my father was, you know, ill with cancer and you were his release into Ibiza, could you send him a video message? And I'm just like, what's going on here? Like,
That's quite. It must make you feel quite proud of what you're doing though.
it does, yeah, in a way it does, but in a way it's kind of, I kind of liked when I was getting abuse on YouTube because I would get me back up and go and make more content.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a weird way, I'm feeling like everyone loves
What
it.
abuse were you getting like on you?
Just negative comments and stuff, but it kind of just
Or
inspired.
just like haters sort of
yeah,
thing?
but you kind of like, well, if
I'm
it
gonna better
annoys you,
myself.
I'm going to do it again.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Do more. So I don't know. It's a weird one to explain to people.
I think you're always going to get that with if someone sees someone doing something a little or that they're not doing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it, I think a lot of it's jealousy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people just think I want to do that.
Yeah, if I'm backstage at a massive event and I'm just
Yeah,
roaming around, you're always going to get that.
Well, you say like big events, and you mentioned some of the people that you interviewed there. So you've met some cool people in Ibiza. I've got some pictures actually, which Monkey will mention put on in a minute. So there's some pictures with Jake Bugg, Calvin Harris,
Oh, yeah.
Fatboy Slim, Frankie Dettori. I'm just reading from here. Martin Garrix, Nick Grimshaw, Roger Sanchez, Wayne Lineker, Ricky Hatton.
Oh yeah, that was. a
So I'm meeting people watching this back at home, as you say, that they would sort of love to meet these people and be at these events. What's it been like meeting these people, like sitting down and sort of having a catch up as if like you sort of their buddies, one of their mates, sort of thing?
I think because it became so normal. So like, because I'm backstage at all the venues, and a certain DJs, like, I've known them for like maybe 10 years of being backstage. So
So the only difference is you just got a camera.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you kind of like, a lot of people would be starstruck, but because it's become so normal, you kind of just leave them be, and then gradually get to talk to them. Jake Bugg and all that was on BBC Radio 1 week. I was roaming around the backstage of Ibiza Rocks. They were doing a track with Camel Fat, and
Yeah.
I briefly spoke to him, got a picture. Ricky Hatton was randomly, and you remember Joe Spoons in the West End?
Yeah, I used to play there every
Yeah,
Tuesday.
of course you did. Of course you did. I remember walking in, and it was midday, 2 p.m. or something. Walked in, and Simon always laughs. You know, Simon worked at the bar.
Yeah.
'Cause I walked into the bar and I went, "Is that Ricky Hatton I see before me?" And Ricky was there with his girlfriend, just having a pint of Guinness. and I'm the only person in the bar, so I pulled up the stool and got chatting to him, and then I didn't really want to annoy him, and I got a quick picture, but he's really down to earth. He's always around San Antonio.
I know, he's always in Ibiza, yeah.
Yeah, so that's that one. And then Fatboy Slim, I've done a few videos with him, which blows my mind too as well, and I've got quite friendly with Woody, his son. So yeah, I'm being amazing, like, but like it just becomes so normal.
It does, because I play at Pikes.
Yeah.
Every Saturday, and over the years, like Pikes is quite like an exclusive. Especially a few years ago, it was sort of like a celebrity hub.
Yeah.
People used to go there because they don't get hassled like if they were walking down the street and stuff. Have you seen the video of me playing with Jake Bugg
No,
on
I
YouTube?
haven't seen it.
So when all the bands used to play at Ibiza Rocks, there's not very many bands play there now, and all they're in with their contract or their sort of deal was they stayed at Pikes for the night or the 2 nights or whatever, and some bands just flew out or whatever if they had other gigs. But most of them stayed at Pikes that night, so I think it was Friday, I think it was.
Yeah.
They used to play Ibiza Rocks.
Wednesday, yeah.
And then I used to go up there I wasn't working there, but I'd go up there and I'd sort of like hang out with them and play piano and stuff, and they would always like, so there's some videos of us with Jake Bugg, Suggs, some madness and stuff. And this night with Jake Bugg, he was smashed, mate, like proper pissed. Like, you know, when someone's just like literally just like, you've been in this state a few times. Like, proper, like you the other night on Tuesday night.
We're watching football, come on.
And he was like proper smashed, but he wanted to hang out. And he was with this other guy who I'm assuming was his sort of like minder or some sort of like manager. And he was like sort of trying to drag him away, and he wanted to stick around. So the manager there at the time was Mika.
Yeah, I remember.
Who's now working at Villa Mercedes. And he grabbed hold of me and said, look, like, will you look after Jake? And I was like, what do you mean, look after Jake? And he's like, I'll just put you in this room, in the piano room, I'll lock the doors and just play piano, just entertain him. And I was like, okay, cool, that sounds pretty interesting. So there was me and my brother videoed it. And there's just me and Jake, and I'm just like playing random stuff, like Thomas the Tank Engine, like random stuff. Have you not seen it?
No, let's have a look.
I'll put a link below.
I love seeing the videos of you playing the piano. I was actually going to say we should do something up there one night.
We should.
I haven't really done anything in Pikes, but just that sort of vibe is
I think would be
it's
really
one of the
cool.
few things that still exist.
Like, yeah, it's like the old Ibiza, isn't it? Still, I mean, it's getting. When I came in 2014, it was even more exclusive, and people were telling me that it was more exclusive years ago.
Yeah.
So it's getting less and less and less as more and more people find out about it. And obviously, when Tony used to have it, he never used to sort of promote it as much as now.
I remember actually when you mentioned Mika, years ago, I went up to Pikes during the winter and sat there all day just listening to stories from Tony. And I just, you know, when he would talk, and he'd just deteriorate into another story. Where have you gone with this? I was telling someone about it the other day. Such a fascinating guy.
Have you read his book?
Yeah, I had his book. I have a signed copy.
Me too. Well, I went to his funeral actually in San Anne. It was just up here. But yeah, honestly, like I could tell you some story. But just quickly, like this, it's weird because me and Tony haven't got any pictures together, right? And the first time I met him, went into Pikes, and I started playing piano, and then he was there, and I could see that he was there, and there was loads of people, and everyone was singing. And then he sort of walked out. And then I went to look for him because I wanted to say, oh, that was me playing piano. Like in 2014, I was like, sort of like, I really want to meet this guy. And I went up to him and he was like, come on then. And I was like, what? And he was like, you obviously want a picture. And I was like, no, I don't want a picture. And he was like, well, what do you want? And I was like, I just want to say that was me playing piano. And he was like, oh, I thought you wanted a picture. And I was like, don't worry, I'll never ask you for a picture. And then when I walked through, I thought, shit, now I'm never going to be able to get a picture. So it was always a thing when we met. He was like, you're not getting a picture. So we've never actually got a picture, like me and Tony.
It's funny how you started the intro to the show, because that's Tony used to always come up to me and he'd come up to you in the ear and he'd be like, so how are you, Jules, and how's the family? I'm like, because I used to always wear my glasses. I was like, Tony, I'm not Judge Jules. Like,
I bet he probably really thought you were Judge Jules.
I know. I used to, all the time. You'd meet him in like Rita's Cantina or whatever. I'd be like, how's the family? Yeah.
So all these people that you've met, you must have like a hero, not maybe someone who you've met, but just in your life, an inspiration or something. Who would that be?
100% Shane McGowan. I met, Shane McGowan from the Pogues.
Oh, right, okay. New York. Right,
okay. I met him.
You don't want his teeth, though?
No, well, he's looking well now, but I met him, many years ago. We had a friend, Martin, who used to play live music like yourself, and he was like, "Oh, I met Shane McGowan up in Port San Miguel in Casey's Irish Bar." We were like, "Sure you did, Martin." "Oh no, he's going to come down to San Antonio." So we were all sat in the bar, and we were all sitting tittering and laughing. Like, can you imagine if Shane McGowan walks into this bar, and like, he's like the biggest poet from Ireland. God, what that man has wrote in music is just unbelievable. And I remember he walked in, and my mouth just dropped. And kind of like you with Tony with the picture, he asked me if he wanted a drink because he sat there at the bar. I've got an amazing picture with him, and I was like, nah, I don't want a drink. And then like 5 minutes had passed, and I was like, oh, Shane McGowan's just invited me for a drink, and I didn't take it. And thankfully he invited me for another one. We sat in the bar till like 4 a.m. both pissed as a fart. And then I got him and his manager, and we jumped in a taxi, went down the back of town near to where Kanye is.
Where it used to be, yeah.
I remember getting out of the taxi, and this guy was like, "God, that looks so much like Shane McGowan." I was like, "It is."
It is.
And he was starting to shake as well. And I remember like I proper had a tear in my eye that time, like, because that's one of the ones that.
So why is he sort of like your inspiration?
Love Irish music, love live music. He's somebody that you won't ever like expect to meet. You know, he doesn't perform anymore. Obviously, I think he's pretty ill. But just as an Irish person to meet Shane McGowan is just pretty much unheard of. Like, I don't know anybody else who's met him.
No, well, I didn't know his name, and not until you said, "Oh, from the Pogues."
Yeah, of course. But yeah, that's been no questions asked the best person I've ever like got to meet, and I post that picture every Christmas. Like, to this day, it's just.
I love that tune. Like, it's just Christmas, isn't it? Like, I mean, there's a few of them, but that one is like.
Yeah.
Gets everyone
especially
going.
I have a close connection with New York, so I spend a lot of time in New York as much as I can. When I leave Ibiza, I'll try and do a month or two, see my friends, so that's just like such a meaning. And
I still need to go to New York. I'm frightened of flying, mate.
Really?
It's a nightmare, yeah, so I have to sort of like, it's only the last 2 years really that I've sort of put my foot down and sort of went, nah, I'm not getting on a plane. Every time I've been getting on a plane the last like decade or so, I've just been like proper petrified, like, I don't like cause a scene. I just sit there and just like tears roll down. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't like it, and I have to build up. But the last 2 years, I just thought, nah, I'm not going to do it anymore. But I really want to go and see the world. Do you know what I mean? I've been all around Europe.
Yeah.
But I'd like to go to New York.
Can you not get like hypnotised or any medication?
Knocked out
for
would be
that?
good. Yeah, a hammer to the head.
As long as the flight's not cancelled. Then.
Yeah, imagine to wake up and like.
Just
sitting in someone's car. What the fuck's going on?
That'd be my luck. I'd take a sleeping tablet and then the flight would be delayed.
Yeah. So you came a long way since you came to the island. We've got a first picture of you from your first season.
Oh, Christ.
When you were homeless.
That's only a while ago.
That's only a while ago?
No, that was a Halloween night. One of the girls had something.
Right. So you weren't actually homeless?
No.
Just to get that straight. But back in the day, you used to go to Mambo's. You probably don't know about this, but you used to go to Mambo's and hassle the DJs for a place to stay. Obviously, this is when you were homeless. And apparently you hustled Tiesto that much that he punched you.
That was some night, man. Tiesto at Mambo.
Did you get to speak to him?
Yeah. What? I had weirdly... Graham Sahara was playing a Pasha, warming up for Tiesto a week or two before. And I got in... That's the first time I ever got into a DJ booth. And I'm with Tiesto, like that was one of my heroes. And then he remembered me the time he played at Mambo, and
you remembered?
He leaned over there and gave me a handshake.
Oh, are you sure? Because there's no hand in that. There's no hand in that picture.
Might have been a punch. Oh, that's my hand. To be fair, I'm surprised no DJ has punched me in the DJ booth yet.
All right. Well, if there's any DJs watching, then you've got your chance now. Well, finally, you got your first job. Back in the day. What was it like being the cleaner of Eden?
That was a good shift. Good shift.
It was a good shift?
That's how far we've come. I was there. I think that was the first day Eden was opening, and I just grabbed the bucket and there we go.
Did you get tired or not?
I
did you get paid?
Mind.
That was the main thing. Did you get paid?
I could do with the winter job at the minute with the way the summers went.
Yeah. Well, we've got this next picture of you standing next to a mirror. Do you know about this one?
Why are you pulling these out of?
Well, you're just standing next to a mirror.
Judge Jules, yeah.
What was that like meeting him? Meeting your double hanger.
I met him quite a lot. I I took my glasses off that day because I did realise we do look like each other.
Yeah.
Jules a really nice man. You often see him about San Antonio and that, but we wouldn't have a really close relationship. But I thought like that interview we done was regarding the whole situation with COVID. There's no better man to speak to than Judge Jules because he knows exactly what he's talking about. He would do, wouldn't he, being a judge? But yeah, it was very easy for me because we just jumped down to Cala Salada, and I wanted to get his input of what the whole situation meant for the whole music industry, and it was very easy because he would just take the lead, and you didn't really need to. I would just have a little bit of an input, but I think for the whole interview, it's more or less just Jules talking.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
And it was just another opportunity to have somebody cool on.
Yeah, definitely,
Because I would be front stage at Judgment Sunday watching Judge Jules, like when I was first over. Him, Eddie Halliwell, and the likes of Vicky Devine and everyone.
Yeah.
When it was wall to wall in there for that Judgment Sunday for the trance, and yeah.
Well, we've actually got, because there's a video on YouTube of you interviewing Judge Jules, and also you were in, I think Vicky Devine was in there, and I think, was it, who else was in that room?
Oh, Ben Nicky?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you've got a lot of videos on YouTube of you going around the island. We've actually got one, I actually pieced a couple together just in the programme. We're just going to play that clip. It's when you went to Privilege.
Yeah.
And you sort of went there in lockdown, didn't you?
Yeah. I thought it was a good opportunity to show something different. People hadn't really seen inside clubs empty.
Yeah.
Obviously clubs don't want to show them, but we went, Jose Marie let us just give us the key in Privilege and goes, do what you want. Pepe at Es Paradis, it was more like I wanted to bring a drone in there, and Hector flew the drone round, and then me and Brett pieced together the video for us, and
that's wicked.
Amnesia done a drone in there as well, so that was incredible.
Were you flying the drone?
No, Hector was.
Right.
Hector's an unbelievable pilot.
We've got like a little snippet of the Privilege video actually. If you want to play that, Mungy, and have a look at that.
So I promised that this vlog would be really interesting, and here I am on the old disco bus. Probably the only man to be on the disco bus this summer. And we're here at the biggest nightclub in the world, Privilege. So, I don't know if you know, if you haven't been to Ibiza, the scale of the clubs here. Privilege is the biggest club in the world with a capacity of over 10,000 people. Look at some of the faces there. So before I try and get into the club, I'm just going to show you the little walkway down here. Obviously the view looks out to Dove Villa. Okay, so I'm going to try and show you how big this is by running. Wait for it. Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger than what it is muy grande.
So we're going to get on the stage. The last time I was on the stage, I think it was like years ago for Martin Garrix's show before he was super big. But yeah, let's just look at this. Oh my days. Love this. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tour of Privilege. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you do like any Ibiza content, subscribe, and obviously drop me a comment, tell me where you are in the world, or some of you probably haven't seen a club that big. That was big.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a video of your Privilege. Can you remember doing that?
Yeah, of course.
What was it like you? Because you started off in the bus, didn't you?
Yeah, it was just, like I just shot an idea to Jose Marie, the owner, and yeah, he said yes, and then I went up there, and I always like to have, I don't like to do vlogs specifically on something, I like to show the journey of going for breakfast, then going there, and then going there.
Yeah, I've noticed that when I was watching your stuff,
Yeah, so I'm very specific, I don't...
But it keeps it more like sort of an exclusive insight to the vlogger's life, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well it is, it's a vlog at the end of the day, so yeah, no, it was good. Can vaguely remember all the footage. It's been that long now, so...
Well, it's just absolutely huge, isn't it? It's ridiculous. People don't understand, like, even when you stood outside, you notice how big it is, but then when you get in, it's just like,
I've had some of the Tiesto shows, the Armin van Buuren shows in there, like wow.
The capacity is 11,000, but I've seen them cram like 13,000.
I worked on the door for Cream, Radio 1 one time. I think I was just chauffeuring people in a high vis years ago, and I never seen it that busy before. I think they done well over 11,000. Like.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, when you go in, it says biggest club in the world, and then I think it says capacity 11,000 or something. But there's definitely been more people in there.
It'll be interesting to see what happens to it with everything that's going on. But
well, it's been took over now, isn't it?
Yeah, so, I don't want to get into it because I don't know technically what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's see what happens.
I mean, who knows? Maybe you just keep it closed for years because his other businesses are doing so good. Because that's not just like open the doors and let people in business, is it? It's like we need to spend like, I don't know, maybe millions.
Yeah, but I think the sheer size of the land around it and everything, you never know what they could do with it, or probably build something on it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll keep it as a club because it's like it's part of the Ibiza Club heritage.
Yeah, for sure.
And I hope he does. Like, I hope he doesn't like demolish it or anything like that. But it would cost. I think it's going to cost a lot of money to do that up. Like,
yeah.
To make
because I think that's the kind of like. That's what it is.
But you look at the clubs now, like you look at High, and it's like, and you look at the clubs what it was like 20 years ago, or 15 years ago. Like High is very like, it's pristine, isn't it? Everything's pristine, like new and like new age. Do you know what I mean? And when you look at Privilege, it's not. It's very old age, but that's Privilege. That's what it is. Yeah. So how would you make that? Like you'd have to spend millions on it.
I think that's kind of what you miss a bit about Ibiza at the minute. It's like that hot, sweaty, just full-on show or rave. You could put
it's just like basically a big hangar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, and the roof opens as well. We were in there quite recently, doing a bit of content, a couple of just pre-summer, and Jose opened the roof, like, because I'd never seen it open. And it just
I've never seen it open. Like
incredible.
The whole roof opens.
The whole roof opens. The main part of the roof.
Oh, that's awesome. Like when the sun comes up.
Yeah.
Just open that.
Big class.
So I always like to scroll back on people's Facebook to their first Facebook profile picture. Do you know what yours is? Can you remember what it is?
Is it me on a podium in Lineker's or something?
No, but I must have skipped that one by accident.
I was like 18 in a pink tutu for a laugh.
This guy here.
Oh, that was the first night in Ibiza, first night working. That's I can't remember that DJ's name. Is it Horse?
Did you remember the DJ's name?
Horse. It's Horse, yeah. He's still around.
Monkeys remembered it.
Yeah, because my mate, do you remember Steve Porter? Used to take the photos. I got to know Steve, and then the first night, Steve's like, why don't you come round? And we've gone around the bay and all, because he was taking all the photos for Digital Ibiza at the time. Because Digital Ibiza, basically, this is how far it's come when you think, wow. Remember Digital Ibiza? Pete used to like go around, send photographers around to every venue every night, and they'd take pictures. Right. And you had to then go on his website to find them. Well, obviously Facebook came in. That was like the first year of Facebook, probably, when that photo was taken. So that was one of the pictures.
It was called The Facebook, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, that's that story.
What year? That must have been 2008 then?
I remember that was the first night I arrived to do the season.
Oh, it's 2009.
Steve kind of just introed me to every bar owner around the bay and around it here, and then that kind of got the flow going, that everyone kind of knew me straight away from the off.
So have you got a favourite club on the island?
I am going to, that's a tough one.
Or like, well, club and event really, because I suppose there's two different...
I'm going to say it right, my favourite club was always Amnesia, Cream. I think you probably are the same. I was big into trance. Yeah. I'm still am, but not as much. So that would have been, it still is my favourite club. I'm kind of gone off the clubs now, I just can't be bothered with it. I think it's just, for me, it's just work. Watch your back in case you have a couple too many, and you might, see somebody that is paying you money, or you don't want to, you know what I mean? It's Dwayne, seen you last night. Because the thing is, if I go to a club and I get drunk that one night, and I go back once a month, that lasting memory of the marketing manager or something is, he's always drunk. But no, he was only drunk 5 times this year. So I kind of like don't enjoy the clubbing as much as it is still amazing. I just kind of, and I'm getting old, man. I can't go after 10 o'clock at night. I'm shattered. all the boys are all off the defected every Friday, and I'm like, nah, I'm way to bed.
Well,
but then
I'm like
I get up at like 5 in the morning, and I'm up at mountains. So there's no wonder why I'm
yeah,
so quiet.
yeah. Well, the thing is though, like I did this. I sickened myself. I'm one
Yeah.
of these people. I'm sort of like
But
an
this is-
extremist. I'll do everything to like. If I like something, I'll do it to the hell for
My
leather.
favourite venue's Pikes.
Right.
When you're doing the piano and all, I love that. But I don't go because it's my favourite venue.
Yeah, you don't want to
So
sicken yourself.
in a
Yeah.
couple of weeks' time, I'll have that one night at Pikes, and I'll probably
It'll be a
only do
good
it for
night.
the summer. And
Yeah.
it'll be the best night I've had. I'm in Ushuaia nearly not every other day. It used to be, but it gets to a point where
It doesn't become. It's not a Schweier anymore. It's just like a place where you go.
It's just a
Yeah.
place, and same with High. I love both them venues. They really look after me. Ants for me on a Saturday is just that's my jam. Going in there on Saturday in the evening, enjoying a few drinks, and then coming back at a reasonable time. But because you're doing it so much, it just kind of ruins it. So that'd be the answer. Like favorite club, Amnesia, but also Ushuaia and High. Now because they do look after me well.
Yeah, yeah.
They throw all the videos for me. I get a lot of the content from them.
So
And they're
I mean,
and I
do you
know all
need
the staff, the production
Yeah.
team, from the cleaners to they're all just super nice.
So just going off like the videos that you do, I mean, you don't need to answer this question, but because I know the price would vary, but what sort of, if someone wanted you to do a video for them, what sort of price ranges are you?
If someone wants to do a vlog, it depends. Like a lot of the vlogs are like just little retainers for a couple of hundred here or there, but I might put a couple of venues in them. To be honest, there's not really a lot of people pay me for them. Most of the vlogs I do them for friends or business owners, but they're friends. So they'll throw me like 400 or 500 euros, and I'm
So
happy to
is
do it.
this your bread and butter then?
No, I want it to be my bread and butter, and I think it will be one day. But I feel like as big a market there is for Ibiza, I think it's still condensed. So I would like to get into Barcelona and Mallorca, but then I don't really know them, so I don't know how the content works. So I've kind
You
of
have to sort of live in them places, don't you?
yeah, I've kind of made my bed and I need to lie in it with Ibiza. But I would like to give New York a crack if I go over for a month or something. So yeah, a lot of the times, a lot of the videos, a lot of people think you make a lot of money on YouTube, but the revenue's absolutely non-existent. Pays for my rent, which is all right, but if you're spending...
Well, that's a start,
I
isn't
know,
it?
but if you're spending like 8-9 hours a day, then would you really like... So like...
But you have to enjoy it though, do you know what I mean? It's one of them things
No.
where like, it's not like, if you were doing it, like for example, this sort of stuff, like videography and everything like that, people get into it because they love video, they don't get into it because they want to make loads of money.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
So once you lose the love for it, then it becomes a chore, and it's like, do you know what I mean? But if you're still loving what you're doing...
Yeah,
it
I love doing it, and that's what I mean. When I get paid for it, I don't
good.
like it because
you feel as though
that's
you're
not
sort
right.
of pressurised.
Can you chop that out? And I'm like, they'll tell you how to do it, and I'm like, I know how this is going to work.
Yeah.
Listen to me. And 9 times out of 10, they don't really trust you, and then all right, we'll listen to you, and I'm like, it worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
So like, it's hard, like especially with YouTube. It's different if you're creating content, but and you're not in it, and you're being
Yeah.
paid. Then you can chop it up and change it. But yeah, I'm happy to take a couple of €100, but like I said, it varies. Like if it,
Actually, you're not charging us for this, are you?
you not get the invoice.
Right, so really quick, 3 things you love on the island, and then 3 pet hates that you've got for the island as well.
Oh.
So 3 things you love, go.
3 things I love. I love going to Esfedra at the start of every month and just sitting there and watching the sunset. I love just the togetherness of everybody from all walks of life. Obviously, I grew up in the north of Ireland where, just there's so
Community.
much. Not anymore, but when I was growing up, there was a bit of like hatred and that, and people are petty over silly things. Come to Ibiza, I'm meeting
Everyone's
people
the same.
from every other religion. They're all the same. Doesn't matter if you're, gay or what colour, what race you are, and that's what I always loved about Ibiza, and I think that's still to this day is the most beautiful thing
It's
about
still
the
there,
island.
it's still hitting out
Yeah.
that vibe, 100%.
It's just there's no animosity, no arguments. You never really see any trouble.
No.
Very seldom. And the third thing, the food.
The food,
Yeah, is
what the
that fair?
tapas.
Just everything. Some of the most incredible restaurants in this island. Like when you just
The bread and
stray away.
alioli alone is just
Yeah,
great,
yeah,
isn't
well,
it?
bread and alioli. No kissing tonight though after it.
3 pet hates have you got on the island?
Mañana. that sort of hard to get used to that. See, you've been living here for 13 years, and you walk out to go to the shop, and it's like, oh, it's a Sunday, or it's past 2 p.m. and you're like, pet hates. Oh, you've put me on the spot now with this.
That was the plan.
Traffic.
Traffic?
I absolutely hate traffic.
I don't think it's that bad.
I get anxiety going to the butcher's if there's 2 people in front of me.
Oh,
so,
I thought you meant in the car. You
No,
just general volume of people.
Just, you know, when it's August and you're trying to get out of San Antonio and it takes you like an hour.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad problem to have.
One more.
One more. I'm always moaning about Ibiza, but I
Come
can't,
on,
think,
then,
I can't
go
think
on,
of something.
You
that-
should be rolling off the tongue, mate.
God. Not having a routine. Do you know that just fast-paced life
Unpredictability of it all.
where you wake up and you don't know what you're going to... I mean, I love it and hate
Yeah.
it. You don't know what's going to happen. You know, one day I'm walking down the street, next minute I'm in my mate's helicopter, amazing, but the next day you could be...
Hang on, what are your mates' helicopter? Where's this? Is this a video or not?
We actually are making a vlog, so I'll have one by the end of the year. We done one before. But yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't really hate too much when you have put me on the spot like that. I'm actually
No, but like a pet hate, do you know what I mean? I'm not talking like hatred, do you know what I mean? Just like...
Pet hate, bank machines. See the way people have over here, they can do anything on a bank machine and they're like, it's one thing.
Why? Well, because you waiting for...
You can pay your bills, you can pay your fines, you're standing there trying to take money out and then someone's got 3 different cards going in.
That's fair enough. That was me last night. I was paying money into something last night.
I just have very bad ADHD, so I can either...
Well, next time I'm at the cash machine, I'm sort of like look over my shoulder and make sure Dwayne's not kicking about.
It could be worse. Like I can't say it. When you put me on the spot now, I don't really have. I think just the Spanish culture is amazing if you're into that. But me as somebody that wants to get stuff done there and then,
that's
it can
one of
be
mine.
hard. Like
Yeah,
if I say, you know, I have an idea for a video, let's meet next week, and I'm like, no, I want to meet like
now.
in an hour.
Yeah.
Can we not just do it and get it out of the road? And
Yeah, that's one of mine as well. Everything's sort of very lackadaisy, like mañana, which is the beauty of Ibiza as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's like a catch-22.
Yeah, it's not like a hatred or something, but it is like, it's just, whoa, you know, you could do so much, but it's just like, and then nothing going to plan and things like that. Like, it's just part of life. I think it's the culture, and that's probably one of the reasons we love to live here.
Definitely, 100%. So one of them pet hates is you love as well.
Yeah.
That was a good answer. But what's your plans for the future, mate? Have you got any like projects? Apart from this helicopter project that you're on?
I don't know.
As in like bigger plans, like obviously you're doing your vlogs, have you got anything like more that you're thinking to take it to the next level?
I wanted to sort of really upscale the content and start doing really in-depth sort of, not behind the scenes, but getting more of the island, like the proper Ibizan culture, even that I need to learn, because...
You're like feeding the alpacas, are you on about?
Yeah, we were in the alpaca farm yesterday. Good friends with Bart that owns it. I love it up there. That's the thing about Ibiza. It's like you go out 5 minutes out the road, just to Pikes, and you're in a different world. Mm-hmm. There's peace, quiet, and tranquility. Yeah. And I love going up the north. I love just roaming around, like take an electric bike out and just see the island. What I want to do is I want to go full time on YouTube, whether or not try and go somewhere else with it. Mm-hmm. But like I said, people follow me because of Ibiza.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, but once you've got that crowd.
Yeah.
Like that crowd engages with your content and you.
I
do you mean?
think they'd be reasonable if I said to my audience, all right, I want to go to New York for 2 or 3 months, but I will be back in Ibiza. There ain't much happening for the next 3 months, so majority would probably tune in, and then you bring in a bigger audience. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of the goal. Like I always wanted to do YouTube for the last 10 years anyway, and I'd like to go full time on it. It's an easy gig whenever it's flowing, like.
Yeah.
Me being me, but then your job becomes you.
Yeah.
And then there's no switch off. So that's.
But as long as you can be yourself.
Yeah.
Which you are, then you're not putting on an act or anything.
The amount of times I meet people and they're like, "Wow, you're just like you are in the videos," and I'm like, "Well,
because that was me in the videos."
But I can get it. I've met so many other YouTubers, and it's like they
putting on a show.
Completely different. Yeah, it's like.
That's when it's hard, I think, because then when you can't be bothered, it then becomes like, oh, do I need to like put this act on Whereas when you're just yourself, you can be yourself rough, you can be yourself pissed, you can be yourself normal. Do you know what I mean? So it's.
Yeah, but I always stop. Like today, I've been stopped a few times, like passing by restaurants and that. I'll pull up a seat and have a chat for 5 or 10 minutes. And I think people really appreciate that. But that's just, I think that's what you have to do. Like.
No, it's cool. It's part of the job, and I get a free meal.
Yeah, well, I never try. That's another thing. I don't really take advantage of it because I don't want to cut myself short. And,
no, yeah.
You know, if you want to make money out of it at the end of the day, but if you're the guy that's going around and getting a free meal in every restaurant,
yeah, it's not going to last.
It's not gonna. No one's going to take you serious. So
have you got any advice for, like, obviously Ibiza Amigos was sort of a new thing on the island. Have you got any advice for someone like us, like fellow YouTube channelers?
Yeah, stick at it. Like it's one of the hardest platforms to grow, and it can be really like when you're churning out videos and putting a lot of effort into them, and then all of a sudden nobody's watching them. But what you find is if you keep doing it, and it's not breaking the bank and costing you a lot of money, then just stick at it. Because
wait, no, it's already broke the bank, so it's not going to break the bank anymore.
I know, but once then, like say maybe you hit a video that gets 10,000 views, those people will then go and binge watch your content. People come on my channel and they're like, I just found your channel today, I've just binge watched everything. And that's how you make money, because the spider tree of, you're always making a couple of euro in each video per video.
Yeah,
so if you have 200-300 videos on there, and obviously your video's longer format, therefore there's more ads, it's just stick at it. I think
the aim of the game is just like this one guy, I can't remember who it was now, it was some YouTuber sort of talking about how YouTube works and how he's built his channel up and stuff. And there was one particular advice that proper stuck out to me, and he just said, just fucking hit record.
Yeah. Just
fucking hit record. Stop thinking too much, just hit record.
Yeah, that's the problem I have. That's my work. I'm getting to the point now where I'm getting a lot of views, and then I'm overthinking the content, and I'm like not doing it. And that 10-minute vlog that I just released today, the one that you're in from the other day, I'm like, that was a week of waste for what? I could have put that all together in one night. And like Gary V always says that, like just hit record, just put the content out, just keep going. But yeah, that's something I need to learn a bit more to do, because my videos weren't great they weren't amazing at the time, but they were still getting good views. So now I'm overthinking it. I'm thinking I have to be so much better and just be me and just get them out, I guess.
Well, thanks very much for that, mate. I appreciate it. We've come to the end, mate. Well, the main question of the whole day is, have you got the limbo banter, mate? Can you do the limbo?
Can I do the limbo?
Do you know what the limbo is?
I know what the limbo is, but I can't flex. I'm the most unflexible person you've ever
Perfect. This is going to be a breeze. This one, Monkey. I'm going to beat him.
The most unfittest in school, the most unflexible. But let's give it a go.
Right. Well, thank you very much for coming down, mate.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to get the limbo set up, and we'll see how it goes. Welcome down to the limbo banter. We've got Dwayne Nolan. He's a limbo pro, apparently. That's what he said. Something like that. He's been doing stretches.
Just about.
We normally only have like a 5-minute break between the interview and the limbo, but he needed to do some yoga just before get set up. So are you ready? Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Nah, lad. Are you allowed to
right,
the leg?
Right, so yeah. You're allowed to do this if you want, right? But your head has to be the last thing that goes through.
Ah, really?
Yeah, so you can't do that.
Okay.
So your head has to be like the last thing, you know what I mean? But you can go down like this if you want.
Ah,
but
right,
it's
right.
tough,
Let's go.
Right, let's go. Dwayne Nolan. Oh, it's an absolute natural.
I have no flexibility.
Right. So this is 7. Oh, I'm worried about that back of yours there, like.
Oh no, I'm not gonna go, boy.
Oh. Right. Do you want to go down 1 notch or 2? Give us a hand with the notches.
Let's go down 1.
1.
Lads, this is not good.
Oh.
This may be the worst one yet.
Right. Number 8. Notch number 8. Take your shoes off if you want, it makes you lower. Yeah, I'll give him that, yeah. That's all right.
I tilt my head, did I?
That's all right. No, yeah, your head's the last thing that's going under. Monkey's in charge of that, yeah? All right, you ready? Oh, God. I always put the wrong jeans on, like. This would be so much easier if you were naked. It would.
Who's got the lowest?
Actually, a girl who works here, she hasn't been on the show yet, Lauren, she got like 16. It's insane. I got 14 or 15, one of the two. All right, so this is notch number 9. Yeah, no, you got that, yeah. Right, no, you got it.
Oh no, that doesn't count,
Got
does it?
No, because you were under, you were already
I got
under.
cramp in my back.
I'm gonna fuck you over. Like, no more content for Dwayne anymore. He's in hospital for the next few weeks. Oh. Right. Notch 10. See, you're doing better than you thought you were gonna do. There you go. Notch number 10.
That just looks too low.
Yes.
I can't keep.
Yeah.
Nah, that's the
got it.
last one. I can feel my chin touching that.
Yeah, no, you're allowed to touch as long as it doesn't drop. So you can touch it. I was thinking about putting like a razor blade on the end of here for some of the guests that I don't like. Yeah. Or like some paint. You just get like
Chalk.
Oh, that's much harder than normal. That like I don't know why. Whew. Right. Notch number 11. He's having me on here. He's going to beat us, isn't he?
I'm gonna wake up in the morning and be like, why am I so sore? Like, what did I do?
Incorrect.
last
He's not going to wake up in the morning.
night? No, guys, this isn't. Yeah. There's a fly.
I'm paying that fly.
That fly. He's pretty fly for a white guy. I can't.
Good.
Oh, got him.
You got him.
Yeah. Sorry to anybody hurt the fly.
No animals were harmed in the process of the limbo. Oh!
Nah.
Right, with them.
Like I
Right,
said,
go.
I have no flexibility.
What's this, 11? Ooh. Right, mate. That's it. That was
That's it,
that was
that's
10. Thank you so much for coming down.
No problem.
Actually, I really appreciate it.
No worries.
Thanks
you.
very much. Guys
me.
watching at home, you've been listening to Ibiza Amigos. This was Dwayne Nolan, or Judge Jules, depending on who you are.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Out of breath.
Tune in next week for another show. Peace. That's it.
All good.